former Los Angeles Ram, Notre Dame legend. Stop it. Turn it off. This is still my damn show. Okay? And representing, I never thought I'd say this about Jerome Bettis or anybody, representing the Land O'Lakes Farm Bowl. 1JB36. How are you, Jerome?
I am great. And thanks for the fight song, Rich. I know that was your idea.
Definitely not. Definitely
Thank you,
not.
Jerome. Almighty.
As you know, I wrench Rudy hoping he pops a quad at the end. You know that.
Now, that is funny. That was a good one.
It's true. It's not. I'm like, come on, Rizzy, really? Jerome, he didn't really do that, right? They didn't really carry him off, right? I mean, come on.
That's a true story.
What? They carried him
True
off?
story, man.
The whole team?
They carried him off the field, man. Yes.
Were you there?
I was not there. I was not there. I have heard accounts.
Okay, you've heard it. All right, Jerome. Let's hop right into it here. What concerns you about the Steelers' playoff run this year? What concerns you most?
What concerns me is Antonio Brown's health. They still haven't had all of their core guys healthy for a playoff run yet, and you hope that Antonio Brown is healthy because this is a really, really special football team, and they got a chance. I think you look at they played the Patriots really close. They closed the gap. If Antonio Brown's healthy, it presents a bigger problem, and then maybe that's what they need to get over the hump. You just don't know. But the one thing that you hope is that you can find out with all your guys healthy.
And when it all comes down to it, JB, I got to give you one guy to name the most valuable player on that team. Who would it be?
Antonio Brown.
Really?
Because when you look at early in the season, Ben was rusty. He was having a rough go of it. Le'Veon Bell was extremely rusty. He hadn't played preseason. The one guy who was constant was Antonio Brown. Martavis Bryant, he was just getting his sea legs back under him. He had been gone a year, so Antonio Brown was the one guy who every week was making things happen. So I think when you look at it, you got to give Antonio Brown the nod.
Man, a running back giving the receiver the nod over somebody like
Le'Veon
Le'Veon Bell, JB.
I hate to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But early in the season, Le'Veon, Antonio Brown was carrying the team, which is rare.
Well, look, and speaking of rare, as Jerome Bettis joins me here on the Rich Eisen Show, we all know the way you left the game is a rarity, right? That you get to win a Super Bowl, let alone in your hometown. I mean, Ed Reed had a similar career ender as well, but he did play a couple more years after his Super Bowl. So you left in a rare way. That said, let's just say you're with the Steelers. You want to continue playing. They say to you, we're not going to give you any more snaps and release you. Would you have gone to play for the Patriots should that have happened, Jerome Bettis?
If that was my only option and I knew that I would get an opportunity to play and, they needed a power back, they didn't have anything, and that, yes, I would have went against the family wishes, and I would have gone to New England to play because at the end of the day, I'm a football player, and I want to play in meaningful games. And if they're going to give me an opportunity to play in meaningful games, if they want me there for window dressing just to piss off some people, then no. I don't want to be a part of that. But if you're going to allow me to play and have an impact, that's what I want to do.
So why do you think there's so many hard feelings about James Harrison?
Because it's the Patriots. No, simple. It's the Patriots. The one team that the Steelers have struggled to beat historically, and that's the one team that he goes to. So obviously there's going to be some bad feelings because of the struggle to beat that team, and the fact that they're the dreaded Patriots from the standpoint of Steeler fans and the Steeler organization in terms of the one team they want to beat badly, it's the Patriots, and they haven't been able to beat them.
Jerome Bettis, Pro Football Hall of Famer here on the Rich Eisen Show. And let's fast forward to February, March, April. Do you think Big Ben, this is his final run here, or is he on the Favre one-year plan, just talk about it and then come back plan?
I think he'll come back. I just think the group of receivers and offensive line and the team that he has around him is so rare to have all of that firepower, to have it that often and that long. And I think for him to have another year of that, hopefully if Bell is back, I think that's enough to keep him at the very least one more season.
And then, finalists were named for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Some gentlemen will be fortunate to be in that bust room with you shortly. I don't want to talk about them right now. I want to hit on Frank Gore. Do you think he's a Hall of Famer? What do you think?
I think he is. I think when you look at his body of work, the unfortunate part is, he played for a team that latter part of his career, they didn't have much success and weren't in the playoffs. But he had some memorable playoff games, and he was able to impact the game. So he was a tremendous player for a long time. Yeah, I think you got to give him a nod.
I agree. He pushed you down a peg on the all-time rushing list. He went over 14,000 yards in Week 17.
I know. Pissed me off. No, I'm joking.
No, but, that's the conversation. And I got to be honest, you heard a lot about that prior to you winning your Super Bowl, is the longevity and the yards and, where's the ring? And I bet you must have heard a lot about that sort of conversation as you were going through your career.
I did, and what I wanted to show people that, show me a guy that's, 250 plus that has the type of career that I had. And you can't show me one. And I think I was trying to point out the uniqueness of who I was as a football player. I just think, we need to investigate his career a little more. I think the unfortunate part about this process is so many times nobody investigates somebody's career and look at the success that they had and why did they have that success and what was it in correlation to, and look at these type of things to see if you can get a true idea of who that player was. Because if you didn't follow Frank Gore, if you didn't follow the 49ers, then you're just looking at a guy saying, hey, he just got a lot of yards, but I don't think he did much other than that. And I think that would be a gross understatement for a player that had so much success in his career.
All right, JB, Jerome Bettis here on the Rich Eisen Show. What is the Land O'Lakes Farm Bowl? What is this all about? What do you got for me?
The Land O'Lakes Farm Bowl. It's a challenge. What we're going to do is going to be a lot of we're going to have some retired and active NFL players, and we're going to team up with some Land O'Lakes farmers. And what we're going to do is we're going to get involved in a lot of farm-themed challenges, and we're going to compete. And really the idea is one, to show that the farming industry and the technology that's involved, and that this is an industry that has evolved, that is now from a technology standpoint in the forefront in that industry. They're using drones. They're using self-driven tractors. So they're doing a lot in terms of technology that no one even knows about. But there's also a lot of careers that are available here in that sector. And I think that's a part that, a lot of people don't know about. Okay. So we're just trying to bring a lot of people the awareness that's out there, that's available. And what better way to do it than in Minneapolis? We're going to be at the University of Minnesota's hockey arena, and it's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be free, and we're just looking forward to it. We think it's going to be a great time.
That's the Thursday afternoon.
Thursday afternoon, 1 o'clock, 1 to 3. And if anybody wants to read up more about it or look more into it, they can go to thefarmbowl.com and get more information about it.
Okay. And I just, Jerome, I don't know. I think they told me to tell you this. Breaking news. They're no longer having it indoors at the hockey arena. It's going to be outdoors at the University of Minnesota football stadium. You cool with that? You good with that?
It's going to be outdoor at the
you fine
football
with that?
stadium.
Yeah, you fine with that?
You just got that information?
Oh, yeah. They just told that to me in my ear. So congratulations. Enjoy the Farm Bowl.
Hey, I expect to see you there. It's going to be free. I want to see you there. You're going to be on my team. Dress warm. Dress appropriately.
Okay, I'll be part of the drone drop. That's what I'll be, or the feed run. That's what I'll be part of. That's
exactly.
Love you, Jerome. Thanks for calling in.
Right.
We'll chat soon.
Thanks. Hey, appreciate it, Rich.
You got it. It's Jerome Bettis.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.